Do you have any Festivus plans?
Festivus plans?
Yeah.
Her friend has a birthday, so we're going bowling.
A little bowling on Festivus?
Unfortunately, the dollar game special doesn't start till 9.
Well, that's sweet.
We're going to probably start bowling at 7.
Well, you've got 2 hours to practice, and then you
That's
can
true.
really cut loose.
That's true. All right, guys, now it's time to get serious. Dollar game, we're going to spend the rest of that scratch on betting money, betting quiche.
Are you it's been a while since we bowled, but you're a single hand spinner, right?
I only knew one person that did the double.
Yeah, and I tried it a little bit towards the end when we used to go.
I've seen a professional do it, so it's not like it's super unorthodox.
Yeah, I mean, it might be frowned upon, but not.
Nah, I wouldn't call it
not illegal. Maybe. Do you think he gets made fun of, like in the locker rooms?
It's the new wave. There's that two-handed guy.
It's like all these new sabermetric stats for sports, and the old school guys are like, oh, those stats don't tell you anything. Blah 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 blah.
The advanced metric bowler.
Yeah, that's what
Two
he is.
He's are more than one. Oh,
he's the mobile quarterback of bowling. Would you say?
I like that.
You know, throwing a little curve and everything.
I like that. Well, yeah, he is throwing a curve with 2 hands.
Well, there you go.
That's the point.
Fits in nicely. All right. Since Festivus is drawing nigh.
Did I tell you that somebody at work has a Festivus pole?
Somebody at work does?
Yeah.
You did not. I think you mentioned that. But there's no tinsel, correct?
Nope, just a pole.
Do they have a sign that says Festivus pole, or they just brought in a pole?
No, they just it's a pole with a stand. So
Where did they put it?
In their cubicle.
Is it like how tall is this pole?
Probably like 3 feet. It's
right.
not like a large 6 foot.
So it's not a regulation Festivus pole.
No, it's like a miniature Festivus pole.
Okay.
He didn't want to be ostentatious about it.
Did you challenge him to a feats of strength?
No, I'm probably going to go over. I don't know him. I'm just going to go over and make conversation tomorrow. Happy Festivus. I should give him a card that says a donation has been made in your name to the Human Fund.
To the Human Fund.
There you go. Happy Festivus.
Yeah, please do that, and then let me know how it goes.
He'll probably laugh.
What if he's like, I don't get it?
What are you doing?
All right. So with Festivus comes the airing of grievances.
Yeah, I already had my cookies, so I guess we can move on.
All right.
To the second phase.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and air some of your grievances over the past year or so.
Airing of grievances.
Do you even know where you're gonna start?
Well, I mean, these are in no particular order.
Okay.
I just saw this earlier, so it's a little apropos that it happened. First grievance is with the Jacksonville Jaguars kicker. I forget his name.
Myers, Josh Myers, John Myers, Joe Myers,
Jason Myers.
Something with a J.
Well, this Jamoke has a worse.
Jamoke Myers.
He has a worse extra point percentage than he does a field goal percentage. So naturally, all the dummies in the rules committee now feel vindicated that they moved the extra point back to the 15 because he's missed 7 of them. And he's only missed 4 field goals. How dare you vindicate them? How dare you? The stupidest rule change ever. Because now this is just going to open the floodgates. The floodgates.
And at one point this season, the point after attempts percentage was better than last year.
With the the completion, like the rate that they made them was better than last year.
Right. The percentage was slightly better than all of last year when it was from the two.
Well,
And then this guy probably skewed it down a little more.
and then this guy strolls in, thinking he's hot shit. I'm just gonna miss like 7 of them. I'll air a grievance with fantasy football just because I got pretty sick of it this year.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. I had in 2 of my leagues, I was one of the top teams in both leagues. And one, I missed the playoffs, and the other, I got 3rd place.
Yeah, my one team, I was the top scoring team through like the first 5 or 6 weeks, and then after that, it just turned into a dumpster fire. So I'm glad I'm not in it now to go through the excruciating decision of what to do with Odell Beckham.
Oh yeah, he's gonna. Speaking of feats of strength, he took care of his on Sunday against him and Josh Norman. Went a little crazy.
Yeah, he stepped up to the plate, if you know what I mean.
Well, first they aired their grievances leading up to the game via social media and interviews, and then next comes the feats of strength Sunday, which Josh Norman, maybe he went a little overboard early, but then he stepped back and just let Odell Beckham lose his mind, which I thought was terrible on Beckham's part.
He's playing on the psychological plane.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad I don't have to decide what's going on with, I don't have my fantasy season hinging on him playing or at this point not playing.
Yeah, because this week's like the championship for most people.
Right.
Week 16, you don't bother with 17.
Yeah, you'd better not. If you do, you might want to get a new commissioner.
Better not.
Yeah.
And then I guess my final airing of grievance, I had to do some holiday shopping tonight. People, put your damn shopping carts back. We're not savages. Take 10 seconds and put your cart back. I know it's an inconvenience. Sometimes you have to walk. Depending where you had to park, you might have to walk a little farther, especially during the holidays when the parking lots are a little more full. But for the love of God, people, just take your damn carts back. They are just helter-skelter all over the place. And I know that there's somebody's, air quote, job to go get them. But come on, you don't.
No, it's not their job to corral them from various parts, around the parking lot.
I know you don't walk into a public restroom and take a shit right next to the toilet and say, "Well, it's your job to clean it up. I was in the vicinity." No, just take your damn cart back.
And we're both in Pennsylvania. It's not that cold right now.
No,
it's unseasonably warm. Take your carts back.
Take your damn cart back.
All right. You feel better? Feel a little better?
Yeah, I feel like a weight's been lifted.
All right. I have one I'm gonna throw in. Speaking of Beckham and Josh Norman, the refs in that game. How do you
just that game?
That game specifically. How do you not? I mean, I guess I kind of know if you're into conspiracies. They don't throw Odell Beckham out because he's Odell Beckham. But how, like, that hit on Norman that he circled around after the play was, pretty much over and just clocks him in the helmet. The hit he's getting suspended for the most part. Like, how does that not even draw a flag? I don't get it.
Well, if he were not Odell Beckham and just some other offensive player, like a receiver or running back, I can see him throwing a flag. If he were a defensive player, I would imagine he would have gotten thrown out.
Right.
But because he's Odell Beckham, they wouldn't do that.
Right.
In other circumstances, it would have been a bigger, infraction.
Right. But, I mean, now he's going to get, granted, a lot of his poor decision making on Sunday is what's leading up to the distraction, but I think the tipping point was that illegal hit that didn't get a flag. So he's getting suspended for something that wasn't a penalty in the game. But I don't know. I was just disappointed by the refs.
See, my grievance with the refs is that New Orleans Detroit game,
Yeah.
because now we're in the uncomfortable position of what do you do in the instance where a team doesn't have a timeout and the ref commits that folly of thinking they have timeouts?
All yeah, they don't there's no penalty.
I know
It's
there
it's
isn't.
just it's just oh, just continue the play. But
Yeah,
it gives a defense a chance to maybe not necessarily substitute, but it gives a defense a chance at least to maybe change up their play.
because I was trying to think of what's the fix for that, and an instance like that where it's goal to go,
I
there's
think it should be
there's
it
nothing you
should
can do.
it's well it should be a yardage penalty, or if they're that close, half the distance to the goal.
I know, but an instance where they're on like the 2 yard line, who gives a shit? Just give them a
Then,
yard and
well, I
roll
mean,
the dice.
yeah. Then you put them on the one. I
The only
mean,
thing I thought of was you don't allow a defensive substitution on that, because I mean that would
well,
be
I
the
don't I don't
play.
I don't think they do.
I'm assuming they don't, but I mean that would be the thing where if you're in a wrong package or something, you don't have the right personnel. You just pretend like you have a timeout, and they say, "Oh,
Right,
if the ref doesn't know how many timeouts you have,
right.
and they screw up, then maybe you could swap in a guy." But I'm
No,
assuming they wouldn't let them anyway.
no, they don't, and that's why I think maybe it should just be like a 5 yard penalty, or like in this case when they were on the 2 yard line, half the distance to the goal. It's 1 yard, not a huge deal, but
What if you
at
get like
least
a
at least
man
it's something.
advantage? Like the defense has to play one guy down.
I think that's a little too much.
Too much?
Yeah, I think it should be like a yardage thing
What if you get like an
because
extra point kick? It's like a technical foul shot. You get a free kick.
yeah, yeah, that doesn't happen too often in the NFL. The calling a timeout when there's no timeouts and the ref granting it, and then wait, nope, never mind.
Yeah, I would go so far as to say I have never seen that happen.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised that it happened to Detroit against New Orleans there. But all right, let's get into these picks. What do you say? How do we do last week?
You went 7-8-1. I went 8-7-1. So I gained a game on you. You're still 3 ahead with 2 weeks to play. You did pretty well in the over-unders, though. There was, oddly, a push, which has actually never happened to us before.
Yeah, Seattle game was exactly 43.
The favorites had a pretty favorable week, 10-5-1. Home teams 8-7-1. Elo model a nice 11-4-1.
And which game do we put? Was that the Jets game we pushed?
That was the Jets game we pushed.
Yeah, Jets and Dallas pushed at 3. So, all right. Well, we've got this week, and then that crazy, always weird week 17.
I don't know if it's going to be that crazy, though.
I
But I mean, for jockeying for position, what's left?
well, and that's the week where where a line might normally be 3, it ends up being 5 because one team is sitting its starters because they have nothing to they have playoffs to think about, and the other team is not really it doesn't really have anything to play for. So maybe they'll play their starters for half the game or something like that. I think the lines might be a little weird next week, but
Well,
that's my speculation.
Least in the NFC, the only things that are not sewed up yet, the NFC East, of which Washington is a game ahead of both Philadelphia and the Giants. So if the Giants win, or if Washington wins and both Philly and the Giants lose, that's it. And if the Giants lose, that means that Minnesota beat them, and Minnesota would win the second wild card.
Right.
And then in the AFC, it's a little more wide open spaces. But I mean, it's largely like, other than the second wild card, which is a sort of log jam between Kansas, Pittsburgh, and the Jets, it's mostly just seeing who wins the division title. Specifically in the AFC South, Houston is a game ahead of Indianapolis, and in the West, Denver is just one game ahead of Kansas City.
So what you're saying is there's a lot going on.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah,
Steve Harvey
Chiefs.
shouldn't make any declarative statements about who the division winner is just yet.
I was wondering how long until we bring that up. So let's discuss that for a minute.
Well, see, the weird thing is, I actually had it on because she was watching it until it got to be the final three, and they said USA was the second runner-up, and then they announced the first runner-up and said the winner, and then we immediately changed the channel because we thought, we don't want to watch her parade around for 5 minutes.
So you didn't realize the mistake.
No, I didn't see it till the next day, where everybody, Twitter is ablaze with all the things and all the memes and all the jokes and
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
And then I watched it and watched him do like that death march out on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very very embarrassing, not just for him but for the entire event.
Well, see, if you want to talk conspiracy theories, there was a list of like 4 conspiracy theories. One actually seemed legit. But the main one was largely that they made this folly just so it would have some publicity, because otherwise nobody really cared about Miss Universe.
I see. So they sort of did it on purpose. Do you think Steve Harvey was? Well, I guess he would have had to been in on it, right? Because he allegedly misread first runner up as the winner.
I don't know. See, the other conspiracy theories are, that's the one I think has the most credence. Like that one I could probably believe of any of them. The other ones are saying, did the teleprompter actually say the wrong thing versus him reading the card?
I was going to say, was he reading the card or the teleprompter when he announced it?
Well, that's what I saw in another source that says that in this instance, the teleprompter wouldn't say anything. He would read it straight off the card.
Okay.
The other one, this is on a different way. A ploy for attention for Steve Harvey. And then I saw the other one is like Steve Harvey might be overworked or he was out gambling and just like not in the right headspace because it was in Vegas.
Right.
This shit wouldn't happen if it was in Biloxi, Mississippi. I mean, he might have got his fill of like delicious eats and stuff.
Well, he could have gone riverboat gambling.
Well, yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah. All right.
Steve, the show's at 5:30. Riverboat gambling till 5:15. Plenty of time.
I've already got my suit. My head's nice and shiny. We're all set. My mustache is trimmed. We're good to go.
Just get a couple of cherry cokes in me, and I'll be amped
Oh,
up.
and the best was, did you see his apology on Twitter?
Oh, he misspelled it.
He misspelled Columbia then, so he made it even worse by by not checking his spelling.
Or he said Philippian instead of Philippine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Colombia and Philippines that you would think he would have his publicist like check his Twitter before he sends it out.
Well, when did he tweet? Did he do that like right backstage? Like he walks back and he's like, "Oh crap, I made a boo boo. Let me tweet this out real quick."
I think it was fairly quick. I don't know how quickly, but I think it was the same night at least. I don't think it was next day.
It's all right because 2 wrongs make a right.
Apparently,
logic. Speaking of rights, now that's not a good segue. Anyway, Week 16 Thursday, San Diego Chargers at the Oakland Raiders. This is like the Battle of Los Angeles.
It's true. San Diego may have played their last game in their fair city on Sunday.
Okay, so of the 3, who do you think is making the pulling up stakes and going to Los Angeles? Of the 3.
Well, I think there might be 2 teams.
The 3 being San Diego, Oakland, and St. Louis.
I think St. Louis and San Diego both go to Los Angeles. I think they have a Jets Giants sort of deal.
Well, they had that before, didn't they?
Right.
It was the Rams and the Ram. Oh no, it was.
What are you fumbling around with?
The headphone jack came out.
Oh.
Technical difficulties tonight. It's festive.
Please stand by.
I'm too excited.
You're not going to be able to sleep tonight.
I know. I'm too excited to go air some grievances.
I think Oakland stays in Oakland.
Does that mean the cat has to wrestle me?
Um, are you airing
Since he's like my
grievances
son.
against him?
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
All right.
He gets a bit whiny if he doesn't get his food.
Sounds like someone else I know.
Yeah, that's true. Apple
All
doesn't
right.
fall far from the tree. Anyway,
Who
San Diego at Oakland. Oakland's favored by 5.
who do you think's going to L.A.?
I mean, I don't know. The Chargers, I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know.
Why?
I would
Why?
say that Oakland might.
Hey Chargers, why are you going to L.A.? Why wouldn't we go to L.A.?
Yeah, why wouldn't we go to LA?
Do you think St. Louis stays in St. Louis?
I mean, is there a deal they want a new stadium? What's the motivation for them to leave other than it's Los Angeles?
Yeah, I think it's just
Bright lights,
bigger draw.
bigger market. They don't want to compete with the Blues and the
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
That's a baseball town anyway.
Baseball town. That's a hockey town.
All right, Oakland's -5. Who are you taking?
This is like a don't care. Can we get a different one? Can we flex something else in?
Well, this is Christmas Eve,
Oh, right.
you'll probably still be coming down from your high of Festivus.
Have they ever had if Christmas falls on a Sunday, do they have the regular slate?
Um, I think they have more Saturday games because I think this happened in our lifetime. Let me.
Well, it had to have.
Well, and
Unless
I'm
we
trying
were-
to remember.
Unless we were 5 years old.
I feel like they kind of split the games up a little bit.
That sounds like something they do. I'm gonna go with San Diego because I feel like they make a push and then they have this thing like, hey, we can't leave. We're building some momentum.
I'm gonna go with Oakland.
That's fine.
I think San Diego kind of spent all their energy last week against the Dolphins,
They're just completely spent.
and Oakland's still looking pretty. Even though they're not really playing for anything anymore, they're still looking pretty good.
Nobody's playing for it.
Over under 47.
Under.
I'm gonna say over.
They're gonna be too excited for Christmas.
It's gonna be a quick game. I gotta get home for Christmas.
Gotta get home. Gotta unwrap my Coleco chameleons.
Did you see there might be a Dreamcast 2?
That's not happening.
You don't think so?
That's not happening.
Do you
Sega has
do you know or do you think?
That's not happening. Okay. Sega has not done anything except churn out shitty Sonic games for like the last 10 years.
Well, all the more reason for a resurgence in the Dreamcast.
No. It's too much money.
Did you have a Dreamcast?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, me either.
I keep looking at them every time I go to a retro game store because there's always like 3 or 4 games that everybody says are great. It's like the Wii U. There's a handful of games that are classic on the system, but the whole system as itself
Like
is kind of a
Splatoon?
bust. I hate Splatoon.
I know you do. All right. Saturday, NFC East battle. Washington at Philly. Philly is -3.
Why are they -3?
I have no idea.
Washington has a lot to play for.
Yep.
And Philly is,
They're hanging on by a thread.
they're Philly. Do you want to get rid of Chip after this season?
Not this season. I want one more. See, here's my thing with Chip. I
One
think
more
he's
dumpster fire of a season, then we'll let
I
him
think
go.
I think he's taken on too much trying to be GM and coach.
Plans within plans.
I think he should be just the coach. I mean, aside from the Cardinals game, they've had a nice little few weeks going for him. Sam Bradford was playing well. I mean, again, the Cardinals are ridiculously good offensively. I don't know. I think I want one more year out of Chip before we kick him to the curb.
Yeah, but the thing with being the coach and the GM is then you don't have to put up with a stupid situation like the Cowboys have, where you're you're between a rock and a hard place with two terrible quarterbacks, and then they don't want to do anything to create a better situation.
Well, that's more out of injury.
Yeah, but
It wasn't like Jason Garrett was like, we're going to get rid of Romo and start Matt Castle.
No, but they need to start building a contingency because Romo is,
Well, and
made of glass.
that's where, as you mentioned before, maybe Johnny Football comes in and
He will.
yeah. So
This
maybe
is his highlight tape. The next
maybe
2
that's
weeks.
maybe that's their contingency.
I'm saying Washington +3 because I don't know why Philly would be
Yeah,
favored.
I'll take Washington.
Of course, this means that Philly's going to win for some
Probably.
stupid reason.
I think Washington's just playing too well right now, and they, like you said, they've. Will they have this week? Will they have the division locked up if they win this week?
I don't know.
What's
They're a game up, but
yeah, they're 7-7. Eagles are 6-8. Yeah, so if Washington wins, that's it.
no. But if the Giants win,
Well, the Giants, right. But as far as the Eagles go,
right.
yeah. If
So
the
Eagles
Giants still have a shot, even if Washington wins. Okay.
Well, so do the Eagles. You
Not
could
if-
be in the playoffs this year.
If we lose to the Washington,
No, if you win out.
well, yeah, if we win out, I'm saying if Washington wins.
Maybe that's what they're banking on. Like they're all sitting around and they figure Chip has given him that speech, and it's all quiet. And he says, "There's only one thing to do: win the whole fucking thing." Do you think they have like a peel them off in the locker room, and they've been just stalling on that one piece? Like, guys, we need to win.
It's a peel him off of LaShawn McCoy.
Last piece is the helmet. He doesn't have a helmet anyway because he threw it away.
Yeah,
Guys, I need a helmet.
and then he got hurt.
Can I write that off as a business expense? I needed to buy another helmet because I threw my other one out.
He's got to go to the carnival where you throw like a ring on a beer bottle, and then if you get it, you win a helmet.
I need some more singles. I need to get that Buffalo helmet. Oh, we're wearing a throwback? Oh, darn. Oh, are they doing the stupid color rush this week for San Diego, Oakland?
I didn't.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, last week was the condiment game.
Well, at least San Diego, they might have the cool powder blue.
Yeah. I don't think so. Hopefully they're done with that. Unless they're doing one.
They can't.
San Diego.
I don't see anything, but I don't know why
Yeah.
they would stop now.
So every week they've done that. It's been super easy to make fun of it. So do you think they continue that next year?
Oh, absolutely.
Or do they make better color choices?
Because
The only ones I actually liked was Carolina because they were like that powder blue.
Yeah, but that was like a natural.
Right. Last week with the Bucks and the Rams, it was red and yellow. And everyone called it the condiment game because it was like watching
gross.
ketchup and mustard. Then you have the Jags with their terrible, terrible gold mustard, whatever you want to call it, jerseys.
Barf yellow.
Yeah.
No, the NFL is going to keep doing this because there's money to be made with.
And then the
apparel.
very first one is the Bills Jets, where people who are colorblind or partially colorblind couldn't tell which team was which.
Oh, I forgot about this. Another grievance. How dare you, Wu-Tang Clan, for releasing an album that's $2 million?
No.
How the hell are we supposed to buy this new album? It's
No.
$2 million.
Here's the thing.
I know. I'm not being serious.
They didn't put a $2 million price tag on it. That's what the guy. Oh yeah, and the guy that bought it's that idiot pharmacist who jacked up the price of I forget what kind of pill it was.
It was like an HIV.
Right.
Supplement
He
or something.
jacked up the price like
I know. I wasn't
like
being serious.
700% or something like that.
I knew that's who bought it.
Yeah, but the one thing they had in the clause was that
He can't sell it.
He can't sell it, but he can make it available for free.
Well, he won't.
Well,
who he'll make it available
he's
for
he's locked up in jail. Well, maybe he's out on bail at the moment, but
bail. $2 million Wu-Tang Clan album.
well,
I
noticed.
have one of those.
So after he was arrested, the FBI Twitter account sent out a tweet that said, "Since this was just an arrest and not a search, nothing was taken from the premises. So the Wu-Tang album clan is still in that guy's possession."
Well, I did see that.
I thought
The
that
only
was
reason he's going to listen to it is if Taylor Swift comes over and listens to it with him. He's such a jackass.
yeah.
I won't. Whatever.
Right.
Where were we? Washington at Philly. We both
Yeah,
said Washington.
I'm gonna take the over
Yeah,
48.
me too. Why
Over
not?
48.
Kirk Cousins is pretty good
Yeah,
right now.
he's very good right now.
Do you think he even went drafted in most fantasy drafts?
No,
He just went,
no.
completely whiffed.
I'm in a 12 team league and we drafted 19 total players and he was not taken.
Wow. You have 19 players on your team?
Yeah.
How many do you start?
12, 7 bench players.
So what do you do? A quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers.
No, we do a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 2 flex,
Oh, wow.
1 tight end, 1 defensive back, one defensive back and 1 linebacker, a team defense, and then a kicker.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never done such a thing.
It's pretty crazy. And our scoring is like off. I don't even know how our scoring works.
There's charts,
But
there's letters.
If you don't put up 300, you're going to lose.
It takes calculus. It's a mess.
Yeah.
There's derivatives. Anyway,
All right.
on to the Sunday slate. Early games. New England at the Jets. New England -3. The Patriots have now signed Steven Jackson.
Look at that. Steven Jackson doesn't have to run a play all year till week 16, and he's already going to the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's like Roger Clemens when they did that baloney where they wouldn't have him pitch till like right before you had to have so many games to make the playoff roster or something stupid.
Right.
Remember when they
I
did
think
that years ago?
Yeah, Houston did that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't sign with them till like halfway through the season.
No, but the plan was you just don't have him run out of steam before the playoffs.
Right.
You
And
just,
they
dick around and wait.
And they still lost, so
Wow. 0 for 1 for that strategy.
yeah. Not that it was a bad strategy, but I'm going to go with New England.
On paper, it made sense.
I'm going to go with New England.
What are the Jets? I don't know. The Jets...
Jets are just out of the playoff hunt at 9-5.
I know. Whatever the riff-raff is that they don't have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, because right now the Steelers and the Chiefs are have their spots.
What is the weird... I don't know. If it were at New England, I'd be all right.
Because, see, New England, they have not clinched home field yet. So they can clinch home field this week.
Sure.
If they win and the Bengals lose. Yeah. If they win, the Bengals lose, New England clinches home field. So New England's still got a little something to play for.
A little something.
Plus, I don't think Belichick wants a division rival to beat them.
That's true.
I mean, I don't think he wants anyone to beat him, but...
Especially not in his sweet cutoff sweatshirts.
Yeah.
So you're taking New England.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to bet. If it were like 5, maybe. Like 4, like 5 or 6, I'd kind of switch, but I don't know. You can't bet against Tom.
No.
And Bill. And Steven.
And Gronk.
And Gronk.
All right. Over under 45.5.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going to say over also.
We're still in the middle of Vengeance Brady.
Yeah.
Houston at Tennessee. Tennessee is favored by 4.5. They don't have Marcus Mariota.
No, he's out for the year. Shout out to Brandon Weeden for giving Houston their first win in Indianapolis ever. I guess. I'm gonna take Houston.
Yeah.
I don't really like it, but 4.5. I'll take that.
Yeah, they've got to build some cushion in their division race. I'll take them too.
Yeah.
Brandon Weeden. Guys, I don't want to play for the Cowboys anymore. I want to play for a playoff team. Fine. Sign with Houston. Fine.
You know what? He probably didn't even have to sell his home in Texas if he had one.
Oh, you're right. Guys, where does
They're
it
only a
make
few
sense
hours
to go
apart.
geographically?
Do you think when Dallas signed him that he looked for a place halfway between Houston and Dallas just in case he ended up signing with Houston?
Nah, when he left Dallas, he probably went on monster.com, searched quarterbacks, and did within 50 miles. Houston, all right, all right. That didn't take long. I'm going to send him my LinkedIn account. See if they like my resume.
Yeah. All right. So we're both taking Houston.
Brandon, I see you're a local yokel. Yeah, both taking Houston. There's
do
no
we ha-
over-under for this, so.
All right. What do you think it should be?
42.
Okay. 42. I'll take the under.
Me too.
All right.
We did well with that last week when we made it up.
Yeah.
Should make them up more often.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was the Houston game.
Yeah.
What are the
So
odds?
does that mean Houston? Well, and that was Houston at Indy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Not to jump ahead too much, but we're gonna have the same issue with the Indy game in a minute here.
Well, let's cross that bridge. Before that bridge, it's Cleveland at Kansas. Kansas is favored by 12.5. That's the second largest margin.
12.5.
I know.
Cleveland.
Manziel's going to play, right?
Cleveland did lose by 17 to Seattle last week.
Yeah, but Russell Wilson is man-possessed right now.
Yeah. I'm going to take Cleveland.
Yeah, Manziel's got to make his mixtape to send over to Jerry Jones. Investors, possibly you. I'll take that.
Yeah. Nice little music video to go along with it. All right. Yeah, that 12.5 is a little too much.
A little steep.
Over under 43.
Ooh. Under.
Under? Yeah, I'll say under.
Did you not expect that?
I'll say under.
Whoa, curveball. Didn't see that. Speaking of curveballs, Indianapolis at Miami. There's no line. There's no over-under. There's nothing.
Do we know why? Is Matt Hasselbeck like, guys, I'm too old for this?
Well,
something Han Solo should have said. Not to ruin Star Wars Force Awakens, but Han Solo did not say, I'm getting too old for this. Like,
I can't believe somebody yelled that at my somebody yelled that in my work, and I went out. Because somebody else in my office has not seen it yet, and they've waited, and they heard him yell that.
Yell a spoiler.
Yes.
All right. I'm just upset that Han Solo did not say, I'm getting too old for this.
Hasselbeck is poised to start. Oh, yeah, I was pretty pissed about that. Hasselbeck is poised to start Week 16 with Andrew Luck already having been ruled out.
So
it's either him or Charlie Whitehurst.
All right, so maybe that's what they're...
Clipboard Jesus.
Maybe that's why there's a... maybe that's why they don't have a line for this.
Presumably.
Let's make one up here like we often do. Let's say Miami minus 4.5.
As we are sometimes forced to do, right? Miami.
Is Miami minus 4.5 too high?
Where do these guys sit? It's 5-9 against 6-8. Indianapolis has something to play for. Miami minus 4.5.
Yeah, Indianapolis is one game behind the Texans for that division.
I might have said 4, but 4.5 fine.
All right. So who are you taking with our made-up line?
I'll take Indianapolis.
All right. I'll take them also.
Anything other than... As long as they were the underdog, I'd probably take them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they might actually win.
Yeah, I think Miami would be the favorite in this game.
Oh, there's no over-under anyway, so let's make one up. 44.
44? I'll go under.
I'll go over.
All right.
See,
I feel like this is going to be a low-scoring game. Indianapolis hasn't put up many points lately.
Yeah, they're just saving them. For a Christmas Eve explosion.
I don't know if Matt Hasselbeck's arm can throw it enough times to put up a lot of points. Let's see. Against the Texans, they put up 10 points. Against the Jags, they put up 16. Against the Steelers, they put up 10. So their last 3 games, they haven't scored more than 16 points. Before that was 25 in a win against the Bucks. They're on a 3. They went on a, let's see. Colts started 0-2 to start the season. Then they won 3, lost 3, won 3, lost 3. So
Now the win.
apparently, if this pattern holds true. But I'll take Indy at plus 4.5. Is that what we said? 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5.
And over, what do we say? Over under 44, and I took the under.
Yep.
Okay. San Fran at Detroit. Detroit's -9.
It's with referee assistance, right?
Well, I was gonna say, it seems to be getting some respect there after their last 2 weeks.
Didn't Blaine Gabbert have an okay day, or did he have the opposite of an okay day?
They lost 24-14, I think, to Bengals.
That's the Bengals, though. Blaine Gabbert was 30 of 50, 295, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Well, there you go.
Detroit.
San Francisco is not very good away from home, though.
I know. I'll roll the dice and say San Fran. 9's too many.
You're
not gonna say that.
I'm gonna say Detroit.
I knew you'd do that.
But it'll come back to bite me, so don't worry.
No, it won't. 43 over under.
I'll say over.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Maybe for Christmas Detroit will get this receiver called Calvin Johnson. Guys, we got a new receiver.
Guys, did you
stupid? He's been here.
Did you know we have a 6'6" receiver that can jump really high and has big hands? No, instead they just keep throwing it to Golden Tate.
He'll be sitting there in the huddle. Bro, when did you get here? Dude, I've been here the whole time. Oh, Calvin Johnson. I thought you said Kelvin. Like the temperature.
Yeah. All right, how about Dallas at Buffalo? Buffalo -6.
Buffalo.
No LaShawn McCoy.
That's what Carlos Williams is for.
Well, he might be back this week. He wasn't back last week, so I'm not sure if he's back this week.
Well, it's what Tyrod Taylor's for.
All right, there you go. Add Sammy Watkins.
That's what Hot Rod Tyrod Taylor's for.
Do you think they call him Hot Rod?
No.
They should.
That'd make too much sense.
I'll take...
Names are usually pretty cryptic.
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo.
Good.
I don't see Dallas
doing anything.
Well, they're starting Kellen Moore at quarterback. I mean, I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
I don't have faith in Dallas.
I don't think he's competent, is what I mean.
Over under 43.
Under.
Yeah, let's go under.
Got a defensive-oriented Buffalo, and you've got an offense that
but their
sucks.
defense hasn't been great lately.
No, but that's their...
They gave up 35 to the Skins.
That's their focus. Well, Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins, and then you transition to, Dallas. Quarterback by committee.
Bills have given up, let's see. Gave up 20, 20, 20, and 30. Yeah, so they've given up at least 20 points in their last 4 games.
Around the bend for the final 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right.
Chicago at Tampa. Tampa -3.
I don't want this game.
Is this your pillar?
That or Indy and Miami. I mean, at least Indy still has something to play for.
You wouldn't say Cleveland at Kansas?
No, only because I like watching Kansas City.
Yeah.
They've been playing very well lately. They're fun to watch. And plus you have Johnny Manziel. Like, love him or hate him, he's going to be on your screen.
Or if you're the Dallas Cowboys on your team. I'll take Tampa because now they finally got that good tight end back, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, of course. Had to wait the whole season for him, and I had him farting around on my bench. Thanks a lot, Austin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chicago actually at +3.
Just because you like Chicago-style pizza.
Well, that's very true, but that's not the sole reason.
Have you ever had Chicago-style?
Yes, it's delicious.
See, I'm disappointed because, one of the golden nuggets of the internet is you find a bunch of shit you never intended to find.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that at one time Pizza Hut had a Chicago-style pizza. Like a legitimate,
Yeah, but I
inch
feel
and a
like
half, 2 inch thick or whatever it is,
mm-hmm.
Chicago style, but they got rid of it because people didn't want to wait the extra time for it to cook. And, I'm on the receiving end of never being able to have this.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like if you ask someone from Chicago, they're like, no, that's not Chicago deep dish. That's like if a franchise like Pizza Hut makes it, it's not like going to be a legitimate thing for actual Chicagoites, Chicagans,
Chicagoans?
people from Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, because they all have, every place that with a signature food always has like the best local spot to go to, and it's nary a Pizza Hut.
Right. I'm not saying it has to be the best, but it's not like
right. But when
people don't try and replicate like Brooklyn style.
Well, right, but like if you've never had Chicago deep dish, would you want your first taste of it to come from Pizza Hut?
Well, maybe you would, just sort of as the appetizer, and then you work your way up. It's sort of like the one time for the comic book discussion group we read Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four, and this is considered like the best run on the book ever. And one of the first things I said was, I don't know that I want to read another Fantastic Four book if this is the best one. It's like if you have like the greatest pizza ever, why would you want to have any other type of pizza?
Yeah,
you've just had the best pizza.
But if you have the opportunity for the best and you don't take it, what's wrong with that picture?
I'm not saying you don't take it.
Okay, so if I have two plates with pizza on it. One's from Pizza Hut, one's from Chicago.
Oh, well, clearly you'd have it. I'm just saying that if you had to start with it, why would you start at the top and then anything else you have is just going to be pale in comparison? Because
you want to taste the legitimacy. You want to taste the real thing.
I guess. But it's like if you go to Philly and get a cheesesteak, would you then say, go to a Sheetz or something and get a cheesesteak just to have a cheesesteak? Or would you be like, I don't want to have anything that isn't even close to the real McCoy?
Depends how hungry I am and whether or not I have a free sandwich on my Sheetz card.
Oh, well, that's true.
All right,
I'm not going to get a cheesesteak.
Let's get back to picks.
46 over under for Chicago Tampa.
I'm going to go under.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll go under.
All right.
Oh, wrong cell.
I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game.
No, it's a pillar game, so who cares?
NFC South matchup. The undefeated Carolina Panthers against the spiraling out of control Atlanta Falcons. Carolina's -7 in Atlanta.
No, but this is where the wheels fall. I'm not being serious. Like this is the natural place for them to lose to a terrible team.
I would have thought that was last week against the Giants. I honestly thought the Giants.
That's like a legitimate pick.
Yeah. But Atlanta's so bad. Like Carolina wouldn't have to do that much because their defense is so good.
We're taking Carolina, right?
I am.
You're not going to bet on them, right?
Right. Although last week they did not cover.
I know, but they played a legit team.
Right.
I'm just saying that, in the narrative of this season, if they were going to lose, the natural choice would be a game that they shouldn't lose.
Yeah.
They'll just look ahead to the playoffs in week 17, and then something stupid will happen, and then they'll lose.
But throughout the last 14 games, when I think, Carolina might lose this one because, they've been winning so much, then they just blow that team out of the water, and then, I don't look like an idiot because I said it to myself and no one else heard me.
Right. I said it to myself, and I only look like an idiot to myself.
Yeah.
47.5 over under.
Let's go over.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
I think Atlanta gets a touchdown or two.
Or two.
I think
maybe a safety.
I think Carolina gets a lot.
Well, speaking of a lot.
Wait, hold on. I have a Josh Norman point to make though. So
Okay.
in the Monday morning quarterback article by Peter King of Sports Illustrated, he had a neat little chart that shows Josh Norman's stats for the season against the receivers he's defended. So week 1, he gave up a touchdown to Jacksonville. He went the next 13 weeks without giving up another touchdown until this past week to Odell Beckham Jr. So all year he's given up 2 touchdowns. He has allowed 42 receptions on 84 targets to his receivers he's covered. And he's given up a total of 357 receiving yards, including -2 to the receiver he was covering in Seattle. He's given up an average of 25.5 yards per game to whichever receiver he's covering. That's pretty impressive.
It's a pretty good rate.
Pretty good rate.
Pretty fair rate.
And then he got into Odell Beckham Jr.'s head, and we had ourselves a little nice little wrestling match, little fighting action going on Sunday.
A little wrestling. A little chippy.
Wrestling. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Where was I? Pitt at Baltimore. Pittsburgh -10. 3 double digits today.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh.
-10.
Baltimore's not very good.
I know. It's a lot.
Did you see who's coming back next year for Baltimore? Steve Smith Sr.
He thinks he will.
Well, he says he's going to come back next year.
Oh.
He was going to retire this year, then he got hurt. He's still got a little fight left in him. He wants to come back next year. I just think he doesn't want to end his career on an injury.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And he was having a really good season up until he got hurt. Granted, it was fairly early in the season, but
I know. But as we've seen this year, it's not easy to go an entire season to not get injured. So maybe that same thing happens next year.
It could, and if it does, then maybe he realizes like, all right, I'm hanging up for reals, or maybe he comes back a third time and he's like, third time's a charm.
Keep doing it.
Or maybe he's just gonna keep saying he's retiring so he can get to more stadiums to get more gifts.
That's probably it.
You know what I mean? Because going to 8 stadiums this year doesn't quite cover the entire NFL landscape. I don't know. My
you gotta
my
go
2
at least
cents.
4 years to make a whole rotation.
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh.
Yep. Over under 47.5. I'm also taking Pittsburgh.
Let's go over.
Sure.
All right.
No reason not to.
No reason. Yeah, Pittsburgh might do that themselves. Favorite 1:00 game.
I don't know. None of these really matter. I guess Pats at Jets.
Yeah, I was thinking that one or the Carolina at Atlanta, just for Carolina's unbeaten streak.
Right. Just to see if they keep the streak going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's probably more impressive because it's, I don't know. Yeah, probably Carolina, just to see if they keep it going.
All right. How about Jacksonville at New Orleans? New Orleans -3.5.
I'm just glad we're back to 3 games at 4:00.
That last week with 5 was a little threw you off a little bit, did it?
A more narrowed focus. I don't know. Does Jacksonville come out pissed off that they lost last week to Hotlanta?
I would be. I don't know how they lost that game.
They didn't score enough points.
Well,
duh.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, to not be facetious, Jacksonville, where are they in the race? Nah, they're out.
They're sort of, but
New Orleans is out.
They're 5-9. They're trailing the Texans at 7-7.
I'll take Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'll take Jacksonville too.
They want to end on a high note.
I don't trust New Orleans.
Yeah,
they screwed me over against Detroit.
They're pretty wily.
I just needed them to win by 4, and they couldn't even do that at home.
Just win by 4.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Well, that's like the one time I needed Drew Brees to score 2 points on Monday night, and he scored -3. So he went the other way.
Yeah. Not only did he not get you the 2 points, he went the other way.
Exactly.
All right. 52 over under.
Oy.
Both teams are capable of scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, let's go over.
Both defenses are not great.
Yeah, I'm feeling frisky. Let's go over.
All right, I'm going to say over also.
Yeah, I knew you would. I already penciled you in.
And that's our largest over under. We
Well,
still
speaking
haven't
of largest-
we still haven't come up with a name for largest over under, have we?
No, we got another week.
All right. And then we'll say, we've got the entire offseason to think of it.
We've got the playoff.
Yeah.
We've got the Pro Bowl. We've got
Right.
the Super Bowl.
But
I
yes,
mean, the big game.
the big game, the big one.
Yeah. St. Louis at Seattle. See, they're already coming west. Go west. Manifest destiny. Largest marge because Seattle is favored by 13.5.
Seattle, or excuse me, St. Louis always plays Seattle tough. They beat them.
know.
They beat them once already this year.
But Russell Wilson,
I know he's on fire.
you can't bet against him.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle.
Me too.
All right.
Done and done.
All right. Yeah, and Arizona has division locked up, so Seattle's basically just sitting in that wild card spot.
Wild card. Over under 40.5.
Let's go over.
Sure.
Seems low.
It does seem a little low.
Which leads me to believe
Maybe
this
they're
will be a low
banking
scoring
on St.
game.
Louis just dropping a turd.
That could be.
And they
Could be.
don't think Seattle's going to score, 40 by themselves.
How about Green Bay at Arizona? Arizona's minus 4.5.
See, Green Bay needs this game.
They do.
They've got a berth, but they don't have a division. Arizona's got the division, but I guess they need
Arizona-
No, they can't get home field. Never mind.
Well, if Arizona
they could,
if Arizona
but-
loses out, then them and the Cardinals will be tied at 12-2. Or at if Arizona wins out and the Panthers lose out, they'll be tied at 14-2.
That's not.
But I don't know what the tiebreaker is there. But
I'm gonna take Green Bay.
I'm gonna
You're not gonna take Green Bay.
take Arizona.
That's fine. I'm
They're
just
they're very dangerous. Though it hurts that Teron Matthew is out on defense.
right. My gut feeling is just that Green Bay kind of needs this more.
Yeah,
Arizona, it's like they pull back on the reins just so they can go into the playoffs with all their players and not roll the dice that they lose somebody. Even more players.
You could be right. I'm gonna stick with Arizona though.
49.5.
Let's go over.
Sure.
All right, that was easy.
You can just do this all the time. Giants at Minnesota, the Sunday night game. This has implications
Implications
for both teams. Because if the Giants win, they're still in the heat of it, because it's not like the NFC East isn't that garbage fire.
Right.
And Minnesota, if they win, they
would be tied with the Packers if the Packers.
I know, I was getting there. I had to take a sip of tea.
All right. Sorry, I jumped
But
in.
what you said. Minnesota -6.
I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Even without Odell.
Oh, that's
No
right.
Dell. It's the No Dell Giants.
the Nodell Beckham. Well,
I'm going with Minnesota.
That does change it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
That's a big loss for them.
Yeah, because he's appealing it, but they're trying to get it all finalized by Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So, yeah, with Beckham out, I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
Well, at the time of this recording, we're presuming that he's not going to play.
Right. So I'm assuming that line is with him out, correct?
Right. That's what I would think.
Okay. All right.
That's what I wouldn't.
45.5 over under.
Ooh, nice change of pace. Let's go under.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the under.
We both said over 5 times in a row. We need to flip the script.
Yeah. Mix it up a little bit.
So here's an interesting one. Cincinnati at Denver on Monday night. This has home field advantage possibilities. Sort of, not really.
Well,
This has
it does
the
maybe
2 spot.
Yeah.
Never mind, that's what it is. It's for the 2 seed.
Right.
So they're playing for a bye.
Cincy at Denver. Denver minus 3.5. AJ McCarron was the first Alabama quarterback to win an NFL game since like 1989, I think, which I found a bit surprising, but I guess Alabama's not really known for their quarterbacks. Did I say running back for AJ McCarron? I meant quarterback. I'm gonna go with Denver minus 3.5.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. Since he's played, I mean, granted, they played San Francisco last week, and Denver's defense is much tougher. I'm going to go, Denver minus 3.5. Is that who you're taking?
Yeah.
All right. Over, under, 40.5.
On a Monday night. I guess over. That's a really low.
I'm saying over.
That's too low.
I'm saying over.
Me too.
All right. Done and done.
That was easy.
Yeah. Piece of cake. As always,
plum cake.
As always, we are recording this on a Tuesday, which means tomorrow is New Comic Book Wednesday. Justin, anything you're excited for?
Well, it's going to be a lot of numbers in this suggestion, so write this down if you have to. But Dark Knight 3, number 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I got that one on my list.
That's out tomorrow.
There's a new Fight Club, number 8.
Fight Club.
Other
than that, I think it was just a lot of riffraff.
Lot of riffraff. Let's see.
For you, Jessica Jones fans, Patsy Walker, aka Hellcat, number 1's out.
Is that Trish Walker in the show?
Yeah, that's the friend.
All right.
The martial artist.
There's a new Deadly Class. From Image.
Yeah. Oh, let me air another grievance now that I think about it.
Please do. Oh, there's a new Daredevil, by the way, number 2.
Oh, Daredevil.
Daredevil number 2, and some Star Wars ones. Go ahead.
So DC has decided that some of their books, they haven't named which ones yet. Some of their books will switch to a bi-monthly shipping sometime this summer.
Bi-monthly?
Bi-monthly. Twice a month.
What's... Oh, all right.
Instead of once a month, they'll go twice a month because they feel like they're getting stomped on the number of books and the number of dollars that they're generating. Marvel's got a stranglehold, so they figure if they pump out more books that they can make more money, which I think is the exact opposite of what's going to happen.
So
they haven't said... Well, here's the rub. They haven't said which books. Presumably it's going to be Batman, probably Justice League, and maybe Wonder Woman, maybe Superman. I don't know. But the thing is with Batman that the creative powerhouse of Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo is splitting up after issue 50. You know, I don't blame them. Mm-hmm. So whoever's there, it's not necessarily true that it's going to be of the same quality. So you might be getting 2 terrible Batman issues each month.
Yeah. And you'd rather have one good issue than 2 bad ones.
Well, I've seen some people in the comics space going on Twitter today, and they were saying that, the quality is probably going to dip a little bit. Will
you still continue reading it though?
Begrudgingly. I already bitch enough about Marvel doing it because it drives me nuts that they have an accelerated schedule. Yeah. DC, it was always nice because it was each book one time per month. Marvel, it's like each book is like every 3 weeks or something stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I've tried figuring out the schedule and it's not.
It's no.
Yeah.
No, you pretty much just have to be like, what's coming out this week? Make your checklist and then just
check it twice.
Be agnostic to the rest of it because it's not worth it. All that foofery.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not worth it.
All right. So is that your final airing of grievance then?
Well, I mean, tomorrow's Festivus. I'm sure I'll cook up a few more while I, slumber tonight and wake up and have my morning bagel tomorrow.
Well, that's what Twitter's for. So you can always just take to the tweets for your grievances.
Sure. Just as they, every once in a while, just flip a new one out.
If you have any good airing of grievances you'd like to get out, let us know. at no punt in the number 10 DED on Twitter. We want to hear what your grievances are, not with sports, but with anything over 2015.
In general.
In general. Unless it's about Justin or I. You're not allowed to do that then.
Well, you can do that.
No,
if you want to complain about Herbie Fully Loaded for the Game Boy Advance, I really wouldn't hate that either.
Isn't that the game that's keeping your table level from that wobbly leg? All right.
Oh, yeah.
So it's serving a purpose.
Sometimes I put it to keep a door open or something.
All right, so that'll do it for our Week 16 picks. And then we'll be back next week for the final week of the 2015 regular season. Will the Panthers remain undefeated? Will the Eagles be officially knocked out of the playoffs? Will Justin have more things to grieve about? Probably. But that'll do it for this week. Justin, anything else you want to add? Oh, wait. I forgot. Go to entertainmentbuddha.com because there's lots of end of the year stuff. We had a lot of voting. We have our Star Wars cast, which you and I both were on. That went up on Monday. So check it out online, or you can find it on iTunes as well. So yeah, be sure to go to entertainmentbuddha.com where we make you a better geek, one post at a time. Now, Justin, take us out.
Yes, because the Force has awoken. It is awake. It is woke. Han shot first.